Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. I'm going to sit down and do a third video in a row, so yes, I'm still scruffy. Alright, get a sip of my water. Let's talk about this. Alright, fascinating point. You know, people had brought up the fact that some people, you're over here eating soy, promoting soy, whatever. We need to be clear on that. People care all the time of what my diet is and what I eat. I told everyone I am doing a plant-based diet for health purposes. I've made it clear it's technically slightly easier for bodybuilding purposes to do a bro diet. Being honest, it's probably easier. It's less complicated. Doing plant-based is more complicated. Can it achieve the same results? Yes, it can absolutely achieve the same results, but it requires more work. Okay? If you want to do it in an idiot-proof way, chicken, broccoli, and rice works great. Okay? It absolutely does. I've made that very, very, very clear, but people care about what I'm eating. They care. They ask, they want to know. So therefore, I'm being transparent. I'm being transparent and telling people this is what I'm eating. And I want to be clear when this topic comes up, people act like I haven't done research on this. Do you not understand how many hundreds and hundreds of hours I spend researching nutrition? Does anyone not realize that I have probably, for the same people who are saying, oh, soy or whatever and tofu does this or that, I guarantee you, anyone saying that, I have read 20 times the literature that you have on it. I promise you I have. Because if you've read even 10% of the existing literature, there's no way you hold that opinion, first of all. I already know that because I have read it. I've read the stuff by all the people who say that creates these problems, and I've looked at the current research, who's doing it for the other. Okay? And let's be clear. Even my nemesis, someone who, on a personal level, he and I will never get along, ever in a million years. Even he's done full write-ups explaining in detail, as someone who sells non-soy protein, that this is nonsense. He's explained the current research, and that's, Dr. Lane Norton, PhD. Even he's explained it. Let's be clear on that. He and I do not like each other. We will not be sending each other Christmas cards. I think even if he heard me say that, he would nod in agreement. He will not disagree with that statement. We don't exactly care for each other a great deal. We don't like each other. That's okay. He doesn't have to like me. I don't have to like him. Even he has put out material in detail explaining the research, saying very large-scale blood work studies, even in the lab, have found that soy has no impact on testosterone or estrogenic effect in men. This is what the current body of the research shows, because doctors care. Before people jump in with conspiracy theories, the global elite wants you eating soy. Okay, you're an idiot. Because there's no reason to actually think that. Because you see memes or political memes are not science. All right? The current data looking at this, and even, keep in mind, let's talk politics. How about the countries that maybe are potential enemies of the U.S., who care about their fertility rates and health of their men? They've researched this. How about China? If you look at any of the data in China, they care a lot about this topic. Okay? They've come to the same conclusions as a country that consumes the most soy, as the country that created tofu, the country that has the largest tofu consumption per capita of any country on earth. They care about this. Notice it did not slow their population growth at all in the 100 years, plus years they've been doing it. They've become an enormous population. It has not impacted male fertility or virility in any way. Okay, let's be clear. The studies say it doesn't. What does it do positive, though? The only difference we find from the positive of the animal proteins over it is what? You need a few less grams of animal protein because of the slight difference in bioavailability for muscle building. But we need to be clear, it's pretty slight. And most of us are easily getting enough protein, especially if we're adding these things to our diet. What does it do? What are men's health? Men's health would be prostate and testicle related. That's obviously on the list. And then what's the number one killer of men in the West? Number one, heart attacks. Heart attacks. Stroke, diabetes. Heart attack number one. What does the data show on cardiovascular risk? Soy intake, even tofu, even genetically modified tofu, unfermented tofu. Let's for everyone who keeps bringing that up. The data shows it reduces cardiovascular risk. It improves cardiovascular health. You people are arguing against something based upon a false premise that has been debunked for a long time, that it's estrogenic, that it'll create estrogen levels in men, have estrogenic activities. Keep in mind, estrogen is required for health. If you have zero estrogen in your body, you cannot get an erection, by the way, guys, without Viagra. In case you are not aware of that, if you tank your estrogen levels, ask anabolic users who mess their stacks up. It won't even get hard. You are aware of this, right? No estrogen in your body? You could have two supermodels trying to give you a blowjob and it's not going to get hard. It won't. Reality. So keep in mind, there is a healthy estrogen level. There's an ideal estrogen level for men. But setting that aside, it doesn't impact it. And it doesn't impact testosterone. This has been confirmed in the lab. Irrespective of the amount that you eat, you can eat a pound or two of tofu a day and it doesn't affect it. It's what the blood work and the lab work shows. But what it does do, it lowers risks of heart attack. The number one killer of men. Yes, of women too, but disproportionate. Number one killer of men. Heart attack. It lowers the risk of prostate cancer, a disease that kills only men. Okay. Lowers risk of certain prostate issues. This is important. This is helpful to men's health. So if you are anti-soy, don't pretend that you're being masculine. You are literally being anti-men's health because of political memes. That's it. It's not based on science. It's not based on reality. And if you wanted to even bring politics into it, I don't know why everyone wants to make everything about politics. You people need a personality besides you hate Biden or Trump. All of you. But if you're going to bring politics into everything, you better look at the stance that China holds on it. They realize it's healthy. They realize it's good for men. They're laughing at you. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.